Welcome everybody. In this coaching session, I'm going to explain to you guys how you can consistently climb as a mage. I'm talking about the step-by-step game plan and also which traps and pitfalls to avoid. Like for example, your jungler doing random fights and random invades and how to deal with that. Insanely valuable coaching session. If you have any questions, leave it down below in the comments. Enjoy boys.
Whether I tried or didn't try, I am stuck in the same place. I feel like platinum that I was stuck in a long time ago is just like what Emerald is now, I guess. And honestly, since like 2020, I didn't really play very much. So I'm kind of coming back after like a 5-year hiatus. I used to play Syndra. Bro, I would do like DFG, burst them down, kind of old school Syndra.
Really old school.
Now, I don't even understand Syndra anymore. She's not like the same identity. And so you see me gravitate towards Lux because I'm now like old, I guess. I'm like, in my mid 30s. I want a simple champ that I can do that like, hey, I found you, now you're dead, kind of just explode them. I love doing that. And I love playing for KDA. I hate dying.
Yeah,
man.
you got a sick-ass KDA, dude.
Well, okay, but it might be part of my problem is like, I have 252 games, I have a decent KDA, and one of the reasons why I brought you the game I brought you is not because it's anything special. It's very representative of the games I lose. My KDA looks okay. I feel like I should be able to carry. And dude, I can't carry. And I don't want to be one of those people who's blaming Lux because there are great Lux players out there. Yeah. But you'll see. But when it comes down to side lanes, when it comes down to tanks and split pushers, dude, what do I do? Like, how do I win on Lux? Because I love playing her. I want to be better at her, but I have these specific problems where, everything I see that reviews my gameplay, like Mobalytics or whatever, it's like, you're too passive, you're too passive. So I try and play a little bit less passive, play around neutrals, play with my jungler. But man, when it comes to side lanes, it feels terrible. Like, it doesn't match up to my reference points as Lux. And I don't really know in this meta that it's like, hey, when those towers fall, you are lane swapping. Man, how do I deal with that on Lux? And we can get into it, but that's kind of my background and where I'm stuck right now.
Extremely clear, dude. Great introduction, man. We're gonna get you hooked up with some specific learning objectives, and we'll definitely get some. We'll definitely be fishing for some of your problems here. We're definitely gonna find some stuff. Okay.
Sweet. And this, like I said, this isn't some special game. Like
I like that.
This is just like maybe 5 games ago, one of the most recent losses I have. I don't do great. I don't do bad. It's like my middle of my road KDA kind of game, and I'm pretty shit in it. So I like that. I hope it's just representative,
That's good. That's really good. You picked the perfect game. Okay, Echo matchup. Echo matchup is tricky a little bit, of course, because it's one of these champs that you can just jump onto your face and get really nasty trades going. The key to this matchup is smart E usage, okay? Your E slows, and your Q is also one of these spells where if he jumps onto you, you can Q him, and then you also can like mess him up. But if he can get onto you, proc his passive and run away, that's when it's awkward. So what I would do, level 1, the only time that I would actually throw my E is when I know that it's going to guaranteed land for sure. When is it going to land for sure? When he goes for the last hit, right? So right here, he's doing something very smart. He's baiting out your spell by walking forward and backwards. And then the moment he's got your spell out, that's when he jumps onto your face because now you got no counterplay anymore, right?
Yep.
So I would just wait until he actually goes for the creep or until he jumps onto me. And that's when I use my E. A little bit more patience. On this one as well here. He either goes for the creep or he goes for you. So you either just throw it in the middle here or you just hold it until he actually jumps onto you because you slow with the E, which is going to make it hard for him to then get the extra procs. You can chase him down. If you have your E, he's cooked. It takes too much damage.
Totally. And I noticed that Echo is not a mid lane matchup I see as much as I used to in seasons past. So I don't have a ton of practice playing against him. So I was a little flustered in this one. I think I've only played against like 1 or 2 this whole season. So
he's also a bit different as in the past. He's faster. He's got the new Keystone Hill of Blades. You can just
he sticks on you.
Yeah, that champ is mad annoying. Exactly. Okay, not too bad. We're getting a couple of creeps here. Wave's in a fine position. You remind me of one of my best friends. He is like the exact same as you. He's never spent a single second trying to improve at League of Legends. Looks right. OTP, right? Emerald fucking 4, completely stuck.
Yeah, dude, hard stuck, bro.
Completely stuck.
I just like to see their health bar completely melt, and that's as far as my brain has taken me.
That is awesome. All right, so we're in a pretty good spot here. Very good here. Good wave management, dude. Is this intentional?
Yes, I definitely don't want to be past a halfway point on or in a long lane with Echo because I know he
Mhm.
can just like run me down. So I'm trying to keep it here.
Yeah, this was great. Good spell usage onto the Echo E jumping onto you into a reactive Q plus E combination. Hey, I like this Q. This is your best E this entire game. This E was fucking godlike because you time it with the last hit here. Either he gets the creep or he loses it. And if he gets it, he gets hit by the E in the face. This was your best E in the entire lane.
Thinning the wave a little bit as well.
Very good. Beautiful wave state here. Yep. Great Q. Great Q. He goes for the creep. That makes it very likely to land. And he's forced to use his own E to get away from it. So this was a fantastic Q. Fantastic gang setup. This was very nice. Sloppy level 1, beginning of level 2. The rest was honestly quite good. All right, let's talk about this one here.
Yeah, this is a little out of the ordinary. I didn't want to bring you out of the ordinary stuff, but I'm trying to tell you, I keep getting this, hey, you're playing too passive, or I feel that way. And so I want to play more on my jungle, and I see him engage early for the scuttle. And I think, you know what? Because Echo's dead, I'm going to commit to this because the wave is still going to be there when I get back.
Okay.
In hindsight, I would love to know your opinion on what I should.
Okay. So I already know that this is going to completely screw you over, right? You just got gaslit by Mobalytics, dude. You just got completely
Yes,
gaslit.
100%. 100%.
You're playing too passive? Great, let's follow this fucking Warwick into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, dude.
I need to rack up some more deaths, dude. Come on now.
And I hate dying. I know I hate dying. That's yeah. It's my least favorite thing about this whole freaking game.
Okay, so the reality is passive and aggressive, these are very dangerous terms. Okay? I think that passive and aggressive, I don't think League works like that. You either play your champ or you don't play your champ, right? And what we know about Lux is a control mage. What does a control mage do? She's really good at isolating the lane in the first few levels. Okay? And she's really good at, once she reaches her wave clear breakpoint, getting priority, setting up vision control, being first to areas, and then playing goalkeeper the moment they come in.
Yep.
That's it. And some games you're going to lose 20% of them because it's just fucking hard. And the other games you're going to be able in your control and it's going to be good for you. And those are the games that we're banking on. So in this position, the only way that you're ever going to be allowed to move is if your wave state is in a good spot. Our wave state currently, what is our wave state doing here?
It's kind of neutral, but I just started pushing it.
Exactly. So it's pushing into the enemy, right?
It's going to push, yeah.
Exactly. So if we roam right now, we're cooked. We're completely cooked. So this is definitely not a good place to roam. Conversely, right, we got to make sure that we get in lane again the moment Echo comes back. Because if he comes back in lane and we have not taken a reset ourselves, what's going to happen is that he's going to be way stronger. Yeah. He's going to get lane control and he's going to get first move to place. And that's something we want to prevent giving these assassins. It's our job to get first move as a mid laner and as a mage. Okay?
Yeah, this totally screws up my tempo in the game.
Absolutely. And you do a great job with your micro execution here, but this was a game losing position for a mage here.
Totally. He can chase me down. And because it's Echo, I don't think about the fact that he can just jump through these walls and get straight back to me so easily. And
Great. Good that you're aware of it, man. So we see a lot of action here, right? This is preemptively, I can already say it, it's going to be whack. Because Echo has full
it's a tough game for Lux.
I wouldn't say it's a tough game for Lux. Actually, I think it's a great game for Lux. The only thing is that these plays are bad for Lux. Especially if our lane conditions aren't good, right?
Yeah.
We like a lot more controlled situations where we push out the wave first and then we can get first move into place. And that's when we let the enemies basically come towards us. Have you ever watched like MMA or something like that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. So in MMA, you got like some of these cages, right? Mm-hmm. And in these cages, what happens is that there's a one-on-one fight, or like there's certain fights happening in this arena. What you want to do as Lux or as control mages is you want to picture yourself in this cage. And in this cage, you're the strongest motherfucker on the block. If they come in, you always win. But if you join someone else's cage, so you step out of your own cage and you go towards other people's cages, that's when you're going to get cooked, okay? Mm-hmm. You're going to a new weight division and you're going to get blasted by everybody. So what you're constantly doing, right, at least just for what we see, is you went out of your cage towards someone else's cage and you got blasted for it. If you let the enemy come into your cage, that's when you win. So that's the mindset you want to have as control mages. You need to be more rigid in which place you're playing for and which place you're not making.
Yeah.
Great.
And here I don't chase. Here I'm like, okay, I fucked up. I'm going to stay in my cage. I'm going to stick with the wave.
Very good. I like that. There's just a really big problem. Our Warwick did go for the fight.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we really want to take this to the next level, and this is where consistency is really going to make a big play. And listen up here. If you want to eventually get out of this over this emerald wall, you're going to eventually need to make this link, because it's your job to tell this guy that he can't fight this.
100%. I think my biggest problem, passive is a stupid term. I totally agree with you, but I am not actively telling people what to do or not to do in the game. And that's where I totally screwed myself.
That's what I thought. When I saw these stats, I already was like, I can guarantee you're going to be taking shit fights, right? Where you don't die, but then your team just dies, or you're on the different...
And I can see them coming, and I'm like, okay, I guess I got to help, but I'm not going to fuck myself up, but I am going to help. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what a funny story is? The fact that you try to help enables their behavior.
Yes.
Right? It's like your kid bullies the enemy kid on school, and instead of punishing them or telling them not to do it, you're like, sure, that guy, that older kid is a little bit of a dick. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess it's because I mute all and I don't say anything ever in any games, and I go with the game flow, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and minimize their shittiness by like me outplaying somehow. But in reality, I need to yell at them to not do it or ping them.
Exactly. That's right. A nice analogy that I like to use is the Bob the Builder analogy. Okay. You are Bob the Builder. So this is Bob here. Right? You're happy because you're building a house today. And each league game is like building a house. If you can complete the house, you win the game. But you as Bob cannot build the house yourself. You have tools for that, right? Your Warwick is the fucking hammer. Your Locke...
He's definitely a tool in this game, yes. that is for sure.
Yes. Your Locke is the saw. Your Caitlin's the nails. You know, you need everybody to get the job done. If one of the boys don't properly work with you, if you don't properly use them, it's going to be very hard to actually win the game. Yeah. And that's the key to climbing in solo queue. A lot of players, right? I don't get that vibe with you, but there's a lot of like guys coming into the program where I have like first sessions with them, and they're like literally in that 1v9 mindset. Like they're solo killing, they're doing all that shit. And those are the guys that really, really struggle always adapting towards their teammates. Okay, so it's very...
If anything, I try and play around my team too much in terms of like, I feel very reliant on them because I'm Lux. I know that my mid-game reference points are like group with my team, look for picks around neutrals, like sieging. And I kind of need my team to help me do some of those things. And so I feel very responsible for being nice guy in the games and not really making them feel shitty or bad. So, you know, I end up playing around them, and a lot of times they're not in a good spot. Right? So,
yeah, makes total sense. That's a classic. It's a spiral into despair, a pit of despair.
Yeah.
Good. So we're in a lull state. You know what lull state is?
Yeah. For me, it's when I'm coming out of base and I'm just checking what is going on within the game, how everyone's doing, and where I should.
Fantastic. I love that. That's exactly what we do. So in these lull states, especially like the deployments, we create game plans. And we create this based upon the information that we can gather in this lull state, plus what our champion wants to be doing, basically our champion reference points. So based upon all of this, what do we want to do when the moment we're back in the lane? What's our game plan right now?
I want to make sure that I have control of the lane, that I can use that control and parlay it into me getting vision and area control around the next neutral. And I want to do that where my jungler is hopefully going to be. But I know already, unfortunately, that my top lane is getting crushed, and I'm starting to feel pressure because I've been annihilated by Aatroxes many times on Lux, and any tank that wins top lane, I'm already feeling concerned about what is this game going to look like when I have to start side lane. So I already start to feel too much pressure in this.
Okay, great. Let's very much simplify it then, right? So League is a fighting game, right? In the end, it's a fighting game.
Hell yeah.
The guys that win the big fights is the guys that's going to win the game. So what we are going to do is we're going to set up good fighting conditions eventually. The way that looks like to do that is by being first, letting them run into us. Or A-ramming. Yep. That's what a champ does. Now, where are these fights generally happening? Neutral objectives. So I like that you're aware of these neutrals and that you're thinking about them. I like that you're aware of your jungle because it's a really important piece, because you want to play around where the fight happens, which is the neutrals, but you also need to win the fight. So you need to literally be strong enough to fight, otherwise it's going to be cooked. What we identify here is that top lane is getting completely blasted by the Aatrox, super far behind, but contrary to that, our bot lane is actually stomping the enemy bot lane. So this creates very much a split map scenario. Dragons up, which is a nice bonus, which is the bot side neutral objective. What I would do here, knowing that my bot lane is strong, I want to take fights on bot side. So I'm going to move into mid, push out a wave, get deep vision into bot side, and light up the area there. Because I want to play and fight on bot side. I do not want to play and fight on top side unless the odds are in my favor. What's the only way that the top side fight is going to be in our favor?
Numbers advantage.
There we fucking go. Exactly. It's the only time we're going to win on top side. So we're generally only extremely opportunistic top side. Otherwise, we're just going to try to set up bot side vision control, make and create our cage around bot side because that's where we win. And that's where we can then eventually call the Drake, bring our Warwick over there, and then we put the optimal conditions for us. Side laners. How do we deal with side laners?
For me, side lane feels terrible. It doesn't matter which game, this game, any other game. It does not match my reference points that I feel like I have for Lux. And so for me, it's like, it's not grouping with my team. It's not looking for picks. It's not sieging. It's not letting enemies run into me with my Q. But it is helping my team and keeping my farm up, I guess. But I feel like I'm never in the right place when it comes to the mid-game side lane. And individual matchups, dude, there are not very many where I feel like Lux in 1v1 side lane situations wins handily. You know, I mean, unless I get a good Q, obviously.
So that's exactly what we're then doing, right? So we're stepping into someone else's cage. How do we draw these champions that want to do something else into your cage?
I think vision control for me is probably the big one that could do that.
What if we force Aatrox to run through a choke point into a neutral objective?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the plan. So if you have 3 dragons stacked up, you're going to be forced to contest that fourth one. It's going to lose soul, right? If you have Baron vision control and you block out the enemy vision on Baron, right? They're going to be forced to face check. Otherwise, they're going to lose Baron or they risk losing Baron. That's how you pull these guys in, okay?
So should I be swapping to red ward or should I have yellow ward? Should I be placing the wards and then have a control ward or should I be clearing the wards? Because I've kind of gone back and forth in between because if I want to establish vision and bring them into chokes, it's not good if I can't see it and my team isn't warding enough or something like that. Like, how do I? What should I go for?
We're gonna get to that when it's there. Okay. There's probably going to be some good examples. Okay, so let's see what happens when we come back to lane here. We push the wave. We see Echo run into bot. We can't really do much about that because we don't have enough vision. So I don't mind this. I think this is fine. This ward, small optimization, place it right here on the edge of the bush. That way you see the entire entrance of bot side river here. And they can't sneak past the wall. I like the idea of the ward. You should not move into bot and defend them because you're entering someone else's cage. You're running towards them. It's not a number advantage play. Not your conditions. So contrary to that, you should just hard push this mid wave ASAP. I would just ER because your R is such short cooldown and take a nice whole plate. This was your second big blunder here, where you move into someone else's cage. You wasted time. You just could have just let your Caitlyn die, get 300 gold for it in return.
Yeah. And then now I feel obligated to help here. So I feel like I'm putting out fires everywhere.
Okay. Are we in a fine position to help or are we losing minions? Are we losing gold when that happens?
We're losing gold because I'm not getting the mid wave. I threw an E on it to get a couple, but in terms of the fight itself, we actually have the numbers advantage tops.
Okay. If I move to a play, I do when my fucking wave's pushed, okay? My Wukong wants to fight.
Yeah.
I make sure that my wave's crashed because I don't want to lose anything. Let's take a look at all the times when I'm going to be moving to help my Wukong here, right? As a control match. I'm moving in here. I know that my Wukong is invading. What's the first thing I do? I first push my wave. Make sure I don't bleed any creeps. That's when I'm happy to help this monkey out. But before that, I'm not. Right? So now my Wukong wants to do something else at the top side. Great. I just push the wave. If something happens, okay, he wants to invade the raptors. No problem. Great. I'll just make sure I get prior for you then. So first I push my wave, and then I'm willing to invade the raptors with him. But not before I get my wave out.
Makes sense.
This is constant. I'm constant prioritizing myself. Have you ever been in an airplane?
Sure.
Great. So if you fly, what do the flight
minions are the mask I need to put on myself first, right? That makes sense. Yeah, like exactly. I need to be selfish with this because I can't help my teammates out if I'm poor.
There we fucking go. Exactly. That's the mindset. Okay. So we're getting a little bit more rich here. This is quite good. Very nice base. Yep, we catch the wave. We can now move in. Hey, not bad. Honestly, this was pretty good. I like how you, first of all, eat a bush to get vision control. This was smart. I like that you try to help your team the moment your wave is out. A smarter thing to do is actually run this direction instead of this direction, because then you're less vulnerable to getting counter-engaged upon. But the idea was really good.
I wasn't tracking the Hecarim, so
that's okay. The idea was really good here. I like what you're doing. Okay, let's look at the value of Lux in this position. How valuable were we to this fight?
I'm out of range for most of it. I could have just been pushing my wave at this point, but
okay. And why was this fight so bad for us?
Because I wasn't close enough to make an impact. I couldn't shield anyone. I couldn't get any stuns. I had already ulted because they came on me first in lane. So
you're late. It's very simple. You're running into them instead of them running into you, and that makes it extremely hard for you to play. Too deep for you. Should probably just push mid, get yourself an extra plate and a wave. And you gotta keep in mind that if you push that wave, the enemy Echo loses that wave onto the turret. So if you get one plate, plus you deny them a wave, you get the wave yourself. We're already talking a worth of a kill, right? So it's okay. If you just let one of the boys die and just take in return on mid, it's totally worth it. Totally okay. So we push this wave. We help the boys on bot. Do the boys on bot need help here?
No, but my wave is pushed out and I'm just playing around my jungler. He's going down there, so I'm taking the opportunity.
Okay. Sure.
But now that the Echo is there, now they do need help.
Are you running into them? Are they running into you?
I'm running into them.
Exactly. So you're not that effective, right? So if you're playing... Dude, if you would be playing fucking Ahri, you'd be instantly diamond already, man. You're playing the wrong champ for your playstyle. You're not playing Lux right now.
Dude, I put like, I don't know, 20 games on Ahri this season, and I'm just shit. The problem is I'm playing her on this account, and I have no experience with her, and I'm used to Lux's like playstyle, and so, you know, I'm just dying, and I already told you, I don't like that.
Nah,
but Ahri can be really safe. I agree. It's just I don't want to be someone who makes excuses because I'm like, oh, Lux can't win. It's my champ's fault. I know it's my fault. I know I suck at this game. Like I want to, but I hear you.
Yeah, it's just purely playstyle related, right? Of course, you're not that good at Ahri. I don't think Ahri is the solution. It's just you're not playing Lux. You're just not playing
the
a
correct
mage.
way here.
Yeah, you're just not playing a way. You're just playing a shove and move champ. You're playing a fighter, a Silas that wants all that action. That's not you. Okay. So very simply put, right, if I'm going to be running from this base, right, I'm identifying the dragon's the next neutral objective I want to play for. I'm pushing out mid. After this wave, I'm moving into bot side, setting up vision control right there. And I'm going to start pinging a Drake, so everyone's already preemptively aware of that we want to start Drake. Then I'm going to make sure to push another wave into a reset onto my Ludens, because Ludens is a pretty big spike. And I'll make sure that I'm early and nicely set up for this dragon position. That's my goal.
Yeah, I need to just be way more intentional with telling others that that's the plan.
Correct.
In my head, I'm honestly thinking about that neutral objective. I notice the pattern. I win games that I get dragons on, not because I have dragons, but because the enemy team's coming into me. And I win those skirmishes.
Honestly, this Aatrox is fucking fat, but the beauty about playing Lux or something like that is you don't even need to focus this Aatrox, right? If you got the area control and they're running into you, one Q on the right target can just be the difference between winning or losing the fight.
Yeah.
I love that. Great play. Well done.
I find Aatrox a very difficult champion to play around. His movement to me feels very unpredictable because I'm not a top laner. I never really played him, but it's sort of like Riven where I'm like, man, how many more dashes and freaking jumps are you going to have, bro?
You know that Aatrox is actually one of the worst champs into mages?
I mean, surprise to me, dude. He owns me for some reason.
Yeah, probably because you're playing his game.
Probably.
Right? Aatrox is actually very much like a mage. He needs the enemies to come into him. If he needs to run into enemies, he can't play the game. He can't enter choke points. He can't run into enemies because he's very medium range, and he needs to get in range. And if he doesn't get in range, he's not gonna do any damage and not gonna be able to heal up. So he really struggles into longer range compositions, and especially if he has no area control. Okay, so this would be a time where I would be soon looking to swap up to a side.
I was in Hecarim's cage.
You were, but I don't mind this too much because you have the right ID where you're trying to help your bot lane because you see a play. Oh, you see actually the Hecarim. Did you see the Hecarim on the map?
Yeah, I did. I saw him at the end, but during the game, did not see him. I wasn't tracking him enough to know he was going to come from behind me. Right. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah, look.
I'm pretty sure no. Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know. I kind of pinged. I was going over there.
It's a bit unlucky, right? Because you don't want to end up in 1v1s like these. The solution is, right, your champ is really good at, of course, pushing and then potentially creating a number advantage. But if it's dangerous or you risk getting collapsed upon, you're also really good at just shutting the cage door, where you just keep this guy in the lane by just playing bodyguard of him preventing to come in. Because then you're in this position where they're running into you, and it's really easy for you to control the chokes and make it hard for them to enter. The game is pretty chopped here.
Yeah.
Okay, you had a question about the side lanes, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you remind me what it was?
So for me, because of the reference points that I feel like I win with Lux on, that's grouping with my team, looking for picks around neutral, sieging. If none of those things match up with what side laning is, why am I doing it? I mean, I know I need to get the waves. I know I need to help out and like create pressure so my team can play. But man, a lot of times when they swap that bot lane to mid, I feel like I would be the more useful person there. Like I am the one who would get the picks. I'm the one who would create. Yeah. That's the cage I want to be in. Instead, in side lanes, I always feel like I'm out of my element. I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. So the key to side laning is just basically gathering the resources. Okay, side laning can get very complicated because there's a lot of information that you need to gather, and it's very easy to make mistakes. But the goal for you in the side lane is to gather the resources and then move over towards Dragon so that you can use that timer when the enemy's maybe still pushing outside to set up area control and then be first. Okay? So I think the best way of showing you is by showing this Cyan game that I played, funnily enough. And in this game, we're in a pretty challenging position. Matter of fact, we're in a really hard position. We are 3 Drakes down, and we need to fight the next one because it's Sol. And we have played Anivia composition, right? What does Anivia want to do? It's the ultimate control mage, ultimate area control mage. So my job is to make sure that I'm first, and I run into it with my Anivia so I can face check for her. But beforehand, we want to be catching the side waves. Right? Because if we don't fix these top lane wave states, and this Yasuo is going to be fucking standing right here hitting our turret, we're going to be in a really awkward position because then they can just drop Drake and fix the place here, right?
Yep.
So I make sure to fix top lane wave state first. This is also something you can do as Lux, as long as you're then still going to be first. So top lane wave is fixed right now. Bot lane wave is too late to fix because we need to be early. So I'm happy to trade off this turret for control around the neutral objective. So I've tried to fix the wave states. I try to get the farm. I try to make sure the enemies can't trade. And then I try to walk in. So what your job is as Lux is you're going to push as deep as possible in the side that you're safe in. And the moment you don't know if you can push any further or not, you're just going to rotate away at a neutral objective timer. If there is no neutral objective timer up yet, for example, the Dragon's up in 1.5 minutes, then you're going to actually stay in the side lane until about like 40 seconds before the Drake. What your job is to be on the final mid lane wave before the Drake spawns, get push on that one, and then move in together with the team.
Okay. To get the vision and to set up.
And the earlier you are, the better it actually is.
And I need to be communicating that to my team. Can I do that just with pings? Like, I don't want to type to these people.
You don't have to type. Ping is enough. Just ping Drake, and then you're going to be fast enough. So this is a really important part to watch from this video, okay? Where I go over understanding side lane. This one right here. Right here, I show exactly how you approach side lane as mages, okay? It's perfect examples. I'm positive that the moment you watch this, something's already going to like click. It won't like be perfect, but it's going to click. You're going to understand how to approach it. And then you can start applying it in your own games.
Awesome.
Okay, great. I think that's it for today's session. Let's give you a nice little learning objective. Do you have any other questions for me?
I have one question. At 24 minutes, I teleport. Did this teleport lose me this game? I'm sure I lost the game before this, but we're trying to get the, vision before the dragon here. We're trying to make, a play where they walk into us. And I'm thinking, okay, this is how I win this game. This makes sense. All these things are coming together, and we actually get a kill here. And then I, misunderstanding side lanes, teleport to be reactive to Echo pushing a side lane. should I not be making this play? Not this play, but the teleport. So I see him and I'm like, oh, fuck, that's my responsibility. So I go. And then what happens? Warwick now gets caught. And then Dragon, we don't end up getting. Eventually, they end up winning the game kind of off the back of some of this. Am I using teleport wrong there? Am I using the idea of side lanes wrong there? Like, feels like
This was honestly fine. I don't mind this. Okay. The only critique that I would have on this position is where you guys are standing initially, right? So what you're seeing here is that you're standing in the bush with a minute on Drake. So the enemies aren't forced to walk in here just yet, right? It takes a little bit longer. Yeah. And the only change that I would make is we need to push out 2 more mid lane waves before the actual dragon spawns. So in this position, right, in the end it works out, I would probably be more in here contesting the mid push, because the moment the mid push is contested, we can then force the enemies to respond. We can then just move bot to catch the wave. That's probably what I would do. Now it works out because you get a great pick on Tazillion, so this was fantastic. And then we TP bot to fix bot wave. Great, you did your job incredible here. This was fine, totally fine.
But what I didn't do was communicate with my team that like we should probably be pushing the wave states and getting vision, and like I
think the team nailed this as well.
Set
I think that Warwick just fucking died. He probably forgot about the hack rim, and that happens, you know.
Yeah,
I don't think this should necessarily lose you the game. Right? What lost you the game? Here's where you lose the game. Look at what cage you're fighting in. You're running into them. You got no area control. Running into choke points. This is how you lose the game. This TP, completely irrelevant. Right here, you just took a shit fight, not in line with your identity. Okay? So what you should do instead here, by the way, is completely drop Drake, push out mid, and play into top side. And then set up your cage here. Just drop the Drake.
Yeah, because our jungle's dead. Yeah.
Exactly. Your jungle's dead, but more importantly, you're late to the play. You're running into them. Make sense?
Totally. Thank you so much.
Great, man. Good session. Really happy with this session. This was very practical for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Main thing that I recommend, okay? Most important thing is to really play your Lux game. If you're late to a play, right, or you're running into the enemies, call it off. Say no, stick to your guts, set up the cross map, or force them to respond to your waves so you can then be first and let them run towards you. Okay? That's your in-game learning objective. In the lull states, in the deployments, actively identify the next neutral objective, ping it, and you communicate with your team what the play is. And in the review, I want you to go to moments that felt awkward. Pick 1, 2, 3, and I want you to break that down where you specifically ask yourself the question, if you were running into the enemies or if they were running into you. And if you were running into the enemies, you're going to then try to figure out what you could have done to prevent that situation. And if you're unsure or you got any questions, you clip it, you send it in the Vault Questions channel, and we'll be able to help you out there.
Love it, man. Super clear. Thanks so much. Really helpful. I don't want to be stuck in Emerald anymore. And I want to actually say it out loud because for the longest time, I've been like, I don't give a shit, but no, I do care. And I care now. I want to see, I want to move beyond that.
Good, man. Well, you set the first step here. This was a good session. Very practical. You know what to do now. You know now also what to look for when stuff goes wrong. That way you can start self-analyzing the patterns. And with the intermediate feedback in between the Vault Questions channel, and you're always free to, of course, ask questions, we're going to be able to keep you on that track. And then in 4 weeks, I recommend you come back. We're going to do another session, and we're then going to go deeper on the new holes in your gameplay. You've then got some time to identify this learning objective, make habits out of it, and you'll then already have a lot better understanding of the game.
Love it. Thanks a lot, Tim.
Awesome, man. Good luck in games.